Hello grade 5, how are you today? This is teacher Liz from Chalor School, and for today's topic, we are going to learn about natural disasters. So before we start, what do you mean by natural disasters? This is the Thai translation. Natural disasters are events that are caused by natural forces of the earth that is usually cause great damage to people and people's properties. Sometimes natural disasters result to death of people. Okay, so let's start with the first example. Earthquake. This is an example of a natural disaster. Earthquake. Earthquakes happen when parts of the Earth's surface move. Okay. So this is an earthquake in Nepal in 2015. And this one also, an example of an earthquake. So it's very dangerous. Next, drought. This is the next example of natural disaster, drought. You see, the land is very dry. So droughts happen when there is no rain and water for a long time. So no rain for a long time, and you see the land is very dry. So crops or plants cannot grow in this dry land, very dry land. This one also, drought. And this one, you see the land is very dry. So it needs some rain for the plants or crops to grow, for them to grow. Next we have famine. So famine happens when crops fail and food becomes scarce. You see, when there is a drought, when droughts happen and the people cannot grow food, so the result is famine or the lack of food. You see, lots of people but very little food or no food at all. So famine is sometimes caused by drought, famine. This is an example, famine in Sudan in 2013. You see, the people are lining up to get food and water. Famine. Next example of a natural disaster is flood. This one. So floods are caused by too much rain. Okay, so it's like the opposite of drought. Drought happens when there is no rain, and flood happens when there's too much rain. You see, the water level is very high. For example, it rained hard for like a week, 1 week straight. Okay, so the water level rises like this. It's very high and it causes flood. So flood is an example of a natural disaster. This is an example. This is a flood in Missouri. Missouri is in America. You see? Okay. This one also. The car is stuck because the water is very high. It's caused by flood. Next we have tornado. This one. Look at the picture, a picture of a tornado. And this one, it's very destructive. Tornado. And this one also. Another example of a natural disaster is typhoon. Everybody say typhoon. So look, typhoon. When you see heavy rains and violent winds, it means there is a typhoon and it's very destructive. This happened in Hong Kong in 2017, a typhoon in Hong Kong in 2017. So you see, the wind is very strong, very violent. Okay, the next example is tsunami. This one, very big waves, tsunami. And we have that one is a tsunami that happened in Japan. Okay, so the next natural disaster is volcanic eruption. This is a volcanic eruption, when a volcano is about to erupt. We also have this one, forest fire. The forest is on fire. Another example is landslide. This one. Sometimes when it rains for a long time or it rains hard, a part of like a mountain, it collapses like this, and this one is called landslide. Landslide. Okay, so this is an example. So those are examples of natural disasters. Now let's have conversation practice. The question is, what happened? For example, look at this one, the picture. What happened? Answer, there was an earthquake. An earthquake happened. There was an earthquake. So I will ask the question and you will answer. What happened? Look at the picture. Answer, there was a forest fire. Next, what happened? Answer, there was a landslide. What happened? There was a volcanic eruption. What happened? There was a tsunami. Next, what happened? Look at the picture. There was a typhoon. And what happened? There was a tornado. What happened? There was a flood. Okay, so now it's review time. Our topic is natural disasters. Examples are earthquake. Please read with me. Flood, famine, tsunami, typhoon, tornado, forest fire, volcanic eruption, landslide, and drought. So that's all for our today's lesson, everyone. Please take care of yourselves, wear a mask when you go out, always wash your hands, and stay at home. See you again next time. Goodbye.